Dark clouds roll in, lightning flashing in the distance, ominous wind howling. You thought Mill Creek was just some creepy story. Well, I hope you're ready for the truth. When they found the bloodstains in the church, they thought it was over. But that's the thing about curses, you don't escape them. They come back, and they always get their next victim. You know what's worse? The legend says, the werewolf doesn't just hunt for food. It hunts for souls. The town's been quiet since that night. Too quiet. But in places like Mill Creek, you can't hide the truth. Some things, they don't stay buried. They come up when the moon's right, and you can't outrun them. Mark couldn't shake the images of that night. The thing, the creature. It wasn't just some wild animal. It was something ancient. Something that's been here way longer than anyone knows. And the worst part? He's still alive. But the curse? It's still hunting. And it's not just the ones who've already seen it. It's hunting anyone who's connected. Mark, narrating, voice shaking. I keep seeing their faces. Sarah. Jake. Kyle. And I don't know why, but I'm next. It's like it's been following me ever since. I can't sleep. Can't eat. It's in my head. And every full moon, it's getting closer. Mark calls up Steve, desperate for answers. He's had enough. The terror's eating him alive. Steve's no expert on werewolves or curses, but he's heard enough stories to know something's wrong with Mill Creek. Steve. Man, you can't keep running from it. You saw what it did. It doesn't stop. Ever. We need to figure out what's keeping it alive, or, you'll be its next victim. Mark, almost frantic. I tried leaving. I went to a different town, a different state. But every full moon. I feel it. The thing's still here. It's not letting go. We need to go back to Mill Creek. Steve pauses. Are you crazy? Mill Creek is where it started. It's where it's waiting for you. Mark and Steve decide to go back. They drive through the night, the air growing colder the closer they get to Mill Creek. The full moon rises high, casting an eerie glow over the road. And then, bam! A thud against the car door. They both freeze. But this time, it's not just a shadow. A pair of glowing eyes stare back at them from the edge of the woods. They pull up to the cabin where it all went down. The place is still the same. Abandoned. Covered in moss and mildew. Inside, the walls haven't changed. Photos of hunters, newspaper clippings, but there's something new. A fresh set of claw marks, still wet. They know they're not alone. Mark grabs a flashlight and moves to the back, but Steve stops him. Steve whispers. Mark, we need to get out of here. Now. Mark, shaky voice. No, I have to know. I can't live like this anymore. Suddenly, the air thickens. The sound of heavy breathing echoes from the trees. Then, a figure steps out from behind the cabin. A man, pale, barefoot, standing there like a statue. Before Mark can even react, the man's jaw cracks open, bones snapping as his body shifts, stretching into something far worse than human. The creature howls, its voice twisted and inhuman. Mark and Steve bolt into the woods, their hearts pounding in their chests. Branches snap and tear at their skin, but they keep running. They have no choice. They hear the growls, feel the claws brushing their heels. Finally, they reach an old cemetery at the edge of the woods, a place no one dares enter. They slam the gate behind them. But the creature's right behind them. It's relentless. They hide behind an old mausoleum, gasping for breath. The full moon's high above, but it doesn't feel like a blessing. It feels like a curse. And that's when they hear it, a low whisper coming from the ground beneath them. Voice from the grave, whispering. You can't escape. Not now. Not ever. The ground shakes beneath them, and the earth begins to crack open. The werewolf isn't the only thing they've woken up. Out of the cracks, something begins to rise. It's not just the werewolf. It's something older. Something that's been waiting, buried for centuries. And that's when Mark realizes it, the curse isn't just about the werewolf. It's about everything it left behind. The full moon rises higher. The creature approaches, and the voices of the dead echo through the cemetery. Mark and Steve are trapped. The curse isn't done. It's just begun. Ending scene, camera zooms out from the cemetery, fog rolling in. The next morning, the town of Mill Creek is quiet again. But the moon isn't done yet. The curse? It's still there, lurking, waiting for the next person foolish enough to stumble into the woods. And if you ever hear someone say, Mill Creek, just know this, the werewolf isn't the only thing you need to worry about. There are worse things buried in those woods. Next time, we'll uncover the truth behind the curse. Subscribe for more. And remember, if you go to Mill Creek, it's not just the wolves you need to fear.